So guys and girls, welcome to this new video on my channel, and in this video we'll be discussing the remedy for the second house. So remedy means a cure. So in this video we'll be discussing that what is the remedy or what is that in Vedic astrology that we can do to fix the second house. This episode is dedicated to those people who have their second house in the Vedic chart in bad dignity, or if I were to say in a refined language, then this video is dedicated to all those people who have the bad planetary combinations affecting their second house, or their second house is not well placed, in a simple language, for one reason or the other. But before I tell you the remedy for the second house, let me tell you something, before I finally reveal out that remedy. Now, some of you individuals who would have actually come to this video with a preconceived notion that I might be telling you people to wear a gemstone, or I might be telling you people to do a stupid ritual that is mentioned in the Lal Kitab, Blue Kitab, or the Green Kitab, or the Yellow Kitab. Or if you are one of those individuals who want me or expect me to be suggesting suggesting me to ask you to perform any ritual that increases the cash flow from your pocket, or that requires you to invest or spend a lot of hard-earned money of yours on doing a ritual that's nevertheless not going to do anything good, then it's the high point that you people take a decision right now before proceeding with this video any further, because you would be dismayed and dejected for very sure, since I am not going to tell you any of these things, and the only reason is that I don't believe in all this shit that is created by the foolish astrologers, or the foolish texts that have been written in order to just fool the basic people, and in order to put the science of Vedic astrology in the bad light. So in case you are still hell bent and you are stuck with those old Lal Kitab remedies, or you are obsessed with wearing some kind of a gemstones, or you want me to tell you something magical that's going to change your life from rags to riches, that obviously not going to happen, and it's and it's the right time that you take a U-turn, log off from my video and search any other YouTube astrologer who might welcome you with the open hands, with the open arms, and probably it is highly likely that with those two arms over your shoulders, he might be checking the wallets in your back pockets, that how much amount of money that you have in your wallet, and accordingly he'll be suggesting you the remedy. And this is it's sad, but this is what Vedic astrology is seen as, or is portrayed as by the people who, in order to just make money out of it, they have literally made it a profession, rather than taking it as a spiritual science, rather than taking it as a subject to uplift the world, to uplift the world people to a higher level of consciousness, to a higher level of awareness, or helping them in some manner or the other. These are the foolish astrologers who, through their gimmicks and deceitfulness, are doing every possible thing to erode whatever belief was existent in the people regarding the credibility of Vedic astrology. And guys, now coming back to business, it's time to reveal the remedy that I'm going to tell you to fix the second house issues. But before I tell you the remedy, I shall urge you people who are watching this video for the first time on my channel, I would like to request you people to please watch all of my previous videos, whether it is the introductory video, which is the most important video, then the first video, and be well versed with all the fundamentals, significances and attributes of the second house that I have discussed in my second house videos, and then only you will be able to comply with, or you will be able to understand that why am I prescribing this only remedy, and why not any other remedy when it comes to the second house. So please watch the second house episode fully before before coming onto this video and listening to the remedy that I'll be prescribing you people. And for those individuals who have already watched my second channel, the second house video, they might be well versed of the fact that the people who have their second house not in good dignity, or if their second house is under a bad planetary combination, or if their second house is not well placed for some reason or the other, these people have the issues regarding not earning wealth, but these people who have their second house not well placed, they have quite a they have quite a trouble saving money in their life. Then, since I told you that the second house is the house that determines, that actually symbolizes, I shall say that it symbolizes the right side of our brain. And what has the right side of the brain got to do? The right side of the brain has got to do with all the rationality, the intelligence. The right side of the brain has to do with taking the right decisions at the right time, which requires you to be well versed with the mathematical analysis, those statistical and the computational analysis, doing all those comparative analysis with those modern day Excel sheets, calibration graphs, correlation charts. And it's basically that governs our intelligence and the business acumen, or the marketing acumen. And this is prerequisite for anybody who wants to be successful in life, and who wants to make a good amount of money in life. And what else are the issues that are faced by the individuals who have their second house badly screwed up? Since second house is the house of, like I told you, it is the house of beauty, so it governs our eyes and the whole face. So the diseases could be anything. It could be that you might have a weak eyesight if your second house is not well placed. You might regularly suffer from the cold and cough problems, since and you might be one of those individuals if you suffer from those cough and throat problems occasionally, or you are regularly suffering from those cough and throat problems. You are the people who go to the doctors who are the ENT specialists. That is a particular branch of medical astrology, wherein the doctor specializes in dealing with the problems that are to be related with the ear, E, nose, N, and throat, T. So these are the people who are regularly running to the ENT specialists. Or what else it could declare, since it is the house that determines your facial beauty, you may have some kind of a patches on your face, any burns on your face. Of course, there are different combinations that declare. People who have their second house in bad dignity may have issues with anything. So a person may have issue with saving wealth, and the other person whose second house is not is badly placed, he may not have an issue with saving wealth. Rather, he may have some issue with some chronic skin disease, or with some chronic ENT problem. So these are the kind of diseases that you can come across if your second house is not well placed. And then what else? Since second house is the house of speech, like I told you in the second house episode, singers and the people who are very eloquent at speaking, eloquent at speaking, they have their second house very well placed. And likely, if you're on those similar notes, if your second house is not well placed, then you might suffer from the speech related disorders. For example, you might have come across people who stammer, or who have a very eccentric or the idiosyncratic manner of speaking, a peculiar, they have a very peculiar voice which is kind of irritating to the other people. Even these kind of disorders can be seen if your second house is not well placed. And then what else? Since I told you that second house has to do with the food habits, these people who have their second house in bad dignity could resort to or could give into the drug abuse. They could be the people who could be chain smokers, who could be hard time drinkers. They could be and on a if that the second house is too severely damaged, they could even give into the drug abuse. They could be taking marijuana, cannabis, alprazolam, or any such drugs that give you a sense of momentarily kick, or induce the permanent or the temporary insensibility. And people who are into these kind of drugs and drugs, alcohol, they end up ruining not only their own life, but they end up ruining the life of their entire family. And that is why this house, this second house, is called the house of your ancestors. It's called the house of your ancestors, and even it's known as the house of your grandma and grandparents. So in a way, these people end up spoiling the life of not only theirs, since they have got addicted to indulging in drug abuse and the things like that, but they end up screwing up the lives of the people, who are around them. And therefore this remedy that I am going to tell you becomes really of extreme importance for these people who have issues with the drug abuse, with the chain smoking, or with the alcohol drinking, hard time alcohol drinking. So guys, whatever be the possible scenario that or the issue that you might be suffering from, a list of the possible things that I have told you, if you are suffering from any of these diseases or any of these troubles in your life, then most likely there are chances that your second house is bad placed. Now, if somebody who is adroit with the science of Vedic astrology, he might be able to decipher out that why his second house is said to be is in bad dignity. What kind of the planets need to be placed there in order to authenticate that his second house is in bad dignity, or what are the planetary combinations that need to be present in that second house that make the second house go or be in a bad state. But since you are just new to the science of Vedic astrology, I'll tell for the convenience of you people that let's suppose if you have a planet like Mars or Ketu, especially if you have planets like Mars or Ketu, then you could face all those ailments. I should not say ailments. You shall face all those issues that I just talked about. That those speech disorders, those problems with fooding, and even there's a particular planetary combination which I'll tell you in the future episodes, which actually shows that a person is suffering from bulimia nervosa, which is a obsessive compulsive disorder in which people have a obsession to binge into food, and they just can't resist the desire to take in food. They are just putting food into their body endlessly. And guys, what are the other troubles that can be seen, or the diseases that can be seen if somebody has a badly placed second house? It could be the fact that since he has his second house in bad dignity, he may suffer from any of the problems that are to be related with the right side of the brain. For example, he may be a person who may be who may easily give in to anger, who may be very hypersensitive, or since the right side of the brain, as I told you, has to do with the rationality and intelligence, this guy may not have the knack and aptitude to take the right decisions at the right time. And his business acumen would also be of a mediocre to ranging from mediocre to a lower level. And what else? Since this house, and this is one of the this is one of the diseases that probably nobody will tell you, since they might not be the science students, or the fact that they have not done the such an intricate analysis of Vedic astrology. And that diseases that even people suffering from body dysmorphic disorder, I repeat it once again for those of you who are not familiar with that term, you can Google it up. It's called body dysmorphic disorder. This disorder is also seen if you have a badly placed second house. And the reason why, actually, it's a obsessive compulsive disorder, again, like bulimia nervosa. It's a disorder in which a person feels a sense of dissatisfaction when it comes to his facial beauty. He feels he could possibly be the one of the most handsome men. There are chances that that the girl with this house, she may be what do I say? She may be the most ravishing, she may be the most beautiful chick in town, but since her second house is not well placed, these people have a sense of dissatisfaction with their beauty, especially with their facial beauty. And these are the people who are regularly going for procedures like nose correction, or changing the color, doing the medical procedures that change the color of the skin, or going for the face uplifts. And why do they do so? The reason for that is that second house is the house of the right side of the brain. So this house also deals with the tranquility, the composure, the calmness, the sense of well-being and satisfaction that that is associated with your life. And equally, since this is the house of beauty, so these people have a sense of dissatisfaction when it comes to their facial beauty. And this is the very reason that they may feel that they don't look beautiful, irrespective of the fact that they may or they may not be beautiful. And this is the reason probably why they are so obsessed to getting those medical procedures done. And is that for sure that if your second house is badly placed, then you will suffer from this body dysmorphic disorder? Of course not. You got to do, there are a hell lot of things that need to be taken into consideration, and to reach to that level of accuracy, you would probably have to stick to Vedic astrology for at least a year. If you were to pinpoint to that level. And moreover, you cannot make a you cannot make a firm prediction based on a single planetary placement, or just by looking at a single house in Vedic astrology. What if the other houses in Vedic astrology are well placed? Then the effect would be counteracted, and that body dysmorphic disorder, if at all you will experience it, it'll not be that severe that that gives you a trigger, or you are that agitated that you want desperately to run to a cosmetic surgeon. So many such things are to be taken into consideration before making a final statement. And what else? Since this is a house of public speakers, so the people who do not have their second house in good dignity, these people are very afraid when it comes to speaking in public. They feel that they may be disowned by the public, or maybe mocked at or ridiculed for some manner or the other. So these are the lingering fears in the minds of these people. Now, coming to how can we actually decipher out that whether the second house in an individual's chart is badly placed or is placed in a good dignity. Well, as I have already told you previously, that Mars and Ketu are two planets that especially create some sort of a chaos for sure if they are to be present in the second house of the individual. That is, if they are placed in this particular section of the Vedic chart. But is it only that the presence of Mars and Ketu alone can indicate that your second house is not well placed? No, absolutely not. In fact, there are many other things that go into deciphering out that whether your second house is badly placed or is in a good dignity. For that, you would have to look in any planet that is placed in the second house. You got to look at that, what is that state of that planet, and if that planet is debilitated, then your second house could be in bad dignity. And any house in Vedic astrology is controlled by, the lordship of that house is controlled by a certain planet. We also got to look at how well placed that planet is in your chart, and if that planet also is debilitated, then also we can see that the second house of yours is not in good dignity. And if both of these planets, both of these things are there, that is the planet that is placed in the second house and also the planet who owns the lordship of the second house, if both these planets are debilitated, then for sure your second house is badly placed. And moreover, although I have given you a hint of what these debilitation and the term exaltation means in the first house episode, but I guess since I use these terms too often, and these debilitation and exaltation of planets becomes of extreme importance when it comes to judging the dignity or how well the particular house that I take up is placed in your chart. So even before completing the house series, I'll make sure that I'll put in a video. I'll not put that in detail, but I'll surely put a video as to how you can judge that whether a particular house in your horoscope is badly placed or is placed in a good dignity. And in that episode, I'll tell you about the debilitation and the exaltation of the planets. Just for now, I shall tell you that any house in Vedic astrology has a planet. Either this house could be empty or this house could have a planet placed in it. So this planet is like a tenant living in somebody's house. He is not the one who owns the house. He's like a person who has come for a particular timing or to stay in that house. He would be paying the rent, and he's staying in that house for some time. And the planet that owns the lordship of that house is somebody you can somebody call that he's the person who is the landlord of the house that we live in. Or you could understand it in a way that the planet that is placed in a house can actually be a person. You can actually consider it as a person who is residing in somebody's house and is paying rent for that. And the planet who owns the lordship of a house is the person who is the landlord of the house. I hope by giving that example I have made the thing at least clear to some extent. And of course, I'll be making in efforts to put in those debilitation and exaltation and other videos that will help to that will further increase your knowledge. And guys, now finally the wait ends, and I promise this time I am not joking with you people. And here goes the remedy. Well, the remedy related to the second house, it has got something to do with ancestors. And the reason why I'm saying this, for those of you who have watched my second house episode, they in that episode of mine, I told you that second house is the house of our ancestors. It's the house of our ancestral land and property, or it's the house of anything visible or invisible that we have inherited from our ancestors. So it could be the wealth, it could be the land and property that we have inherited from our ancestors. It could possibly be the talent, trait, or skill that we have picked up from our ancestors, or it could be the cultural or the traditional values that we have picked up from our ancestors. So what we can do, what is in fact the most powerful remedy when it comes to the second house in Vedic astrology, and this I can bet on anything that no astrologer, at least on YouTube, would have ever told you about this simple and one of the most powerful remedies when it comes to the second house in Vedic astrology. And this is the remedy that requires you not to spend any amount of cash, not even to invest any amount of significant time. All you got to do is that even if it is for even if it is for 5 minutes in a day, or give it chunk of 5 minutes, even if it is for 1 minute in a single day, whether that 1 minute could be when you are seated and relaxing on a sofa seat, or while you are going to sleep, or while you are sitting in the office with even your shoes on. As long as your heart is pure, hardly any of those things matter. But whenever you get that single minute of yours, you just close your eyes for a moment and and just pray to your ancestors. When I say ancestors, I mean any of your ancestors that is passed away, who you must have heard of, or not even heard of, or you could pray to any of your ancestral deity. Every clan, whosoever person, he may be a person from Spain or from India or from America, there is a ancestral deity associated with a particular clan. You can pray to that ancestral deity of yours, and if you haven't even seen any of your ancestors, or you do not have any knowledge of the ancestral deity of your clan, then you can assume any arbitrary figure that you visualize as your ancestors. You just close your eyes, pray to that ancestor, and tell him that, hey sir, I am the member of your clan. I have come up to you, and please take me under your umbrella and shower your blessings onto me. Give me the strength to fix in the kind of problems or the issues related to the second house that I am suffering from, and just bless me as a whole, so that I have the willpower to bear the nuisance that a badly placed second house has created in my life. I hereby ask you sorry. I hereby repent for the sins I may have done in the past life, or the karmic debt the karmic debt I have incurred because of my bad sins in those past life. I am really sorry for that. I contemplate for all those sins in the past life I may have done, and I ask you to come to my rescue and solve my problems. And you just do this remedy for just 1 month or 2 months, and see how magically your life takes a U-turn. And seriously, it's gonna happen. And I really don't have the tendency to blow the trumpet of my own praises, or what all remedies I recommend. As it goes with science, whenever you study science, after studying it theoretically, you are taken to the laboratory where you conduct the practical analysis. that establishes the authenticity of the that scientific theory that you read in the textbook of yours. So before before labeling the remedy that I have told you as something that that is not going to work or something that is magical, whatever may your whatever may your feelings be regarding the remedy that I've just told you, but before making any such statement, test it in your real life, and then you can come back to me and tell me the results via the emails or the other or on YouTube only. You can you could put in your comments and see how simple this remedy is. I even haven't even asked you take off your shoes. I haven't asked you to take off to go to a temple, to go to a church, to go to a mosque. I even haven't asked you get up from your bed or change your posture. And this is what Vedic astrology is all about. As long as your heart is pure, you need not to search for God in temples or mosques or anywhere. The God is, or the God and the will, the God, the willpower, everything. Every what do I say? I'm not getting a word for it, but every every possible thing that you are able to accomplish, that you are able to that you are capable of accomplishing is there within you, and so does God reside in you. So rather than going to these temples and performing all those rituals that are going to make you spend your hard-earned money, just do this simple ritual. And the other ritual that you can do is that, although the first ritual is fine enough, but this ritual is only for the people who are running, who have a surplus money, and who can spend. Although it's not necessarily, but I'm just telling for the sake of you people who are running with surplus money, what they can do is that, if possible, let's suppose if you are living away from your ancestral home, so maybe once in a year or once in 2 years, just make an attempt to go to the house where your ancestors lived, spend a weekend or a day over there, and just come back and see the change in energy, see the change in the rhythm and the mindset of yours. Or what you could possibly do, if you have money, that then you could construct a temple or a small sacred place by in the name of your ancestors. It could be a 10 into 10 into 10, that is length, breadth, height. It could be just a very small place wherein only a single person can enter. You need not invest that much amount of money. But if you want to do that, construct a small sacred place or a temple in his name. Or what you can do is that you can start a social organization in the name of your ancestor who you feel most associated to, and it need not be a very big social organization or NGO. It may be a group of 5 people with a trust in the name of your ancestors, and you could be probably supporting the educational expenses of just 5 children in a year. So it depends on how much you want to spend. However, if you don't want to do any of those things, it's absolutely fine. That single prayer that comes from the bottom of that heart, that reverence, that gratitude, that positive gratitude that you show to that ancestor through that prayer in itself is capacitated to take off all the troubles and to take off all the nuisance that is there in your life. And one personal, this is one remedy that I have personally found to be working very well when it comes to the second house, is that if you have any of your ancestral belonging, let's suppose if you have a great grandmother or great grandpa who has passed away, and he used to wear a blanket or something at night, maybe a tracksuit of his, or or any dress and overcoat of his that he would wear while going to sleep. Whenever you go to sleep, try to try to wear that night suit of his that your ancestor used to wear, or take that blanket that he used to take over him while your ancestor used to sleep, and you would do it for 10 days and see how you restore the tranquility and serenity of your mind. Your mind's gonna become so soothing, so it's gonna be at such ease and at such a level of satisfaction that it probably would not have been like that before. So guys, I think I have possibly given it all to you, and this is, although you might be feeling that, I have picked it from some text or the other and just told you people, I am not an individual. I am not, a copycat, or who would just read even the most authentic Vedic text and tell it to you people without applying those similar principles on me. If only I would have seen those principles really working in those real life, then only I would stand by them and recommend it to my subscribers who are very close to my heart. So guys, do this remedy, and hope you find all the health, wealth and prosperity in this world. So on that note, this is your host Trishu signing off. And for more of those educational videos that are coming up, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you are regularly updated about what's coming new. So till then, goodbye, ciao, love you people. Okay, see ya.